Yes, Aidan O'Brien has just joined me now after winning the second race at Military. Well done, he's done it well.
Yeah, very happy, Kevin. He's a horse that'll get 6 and 7 well. He's just ready to start. So it's good to get him started. Dylan was happy with him. Adrian rides him at home, was very happy with him. So he's coming forward lovely.
Learned plenty from that, and as you say, he'll only improve his pedigree, which would suggest when he steps further up in trip.
Yeah, listen, he's 6, like I say, 7 furlong horse. He'll be a miler next year. But it was lovely to start him in the race. The ground was beautiful, great track. So I'm delighted to get him started.
Good stuff. And Dylan Brown McMonigal, notable first for him as well. First winner for you.
Yeah, Dylan's a great fella, great rider. Just delighted to be able to get him. No, sure, he's a great fella, and sure, his record speaks for itself. Very straightforward, great horseman, great jockey, so delighted to be able to get him.
Could we see this horse again? Obviously he's block entered, and obviously a lot of the big stakes races, Group 1's coming up in that, and Group 2's. Could we see him again before the end of the season?
He could, yeah, he could. He'd have an option, obviously, Middle Park, Dewhurst, Lagardère in France, so he'll turn up in one of those next. I'd say if everything is well with him between now and then. He was just very green when he got there, but you'd have to be very happy.
Good stuff. You've one more to come, Gallantly. Regally bred newcomer. First fall, I think, out of the French 1000 Guineas winner.
Yes, yeah, he's a lovely horse, a big horse, going to improve from 2 to 3 plenty. Every week for the last month or last 2 months has made great progress. He's just ready to start. Looking forward to seeing him starting really. 7 shouldn't be a problem for him, and obviously we'll get further. Lovely straightforward horse, but still babyish, but we think the run will bring him on a lot.
Good stuff. And Aidan, at the back of what was another fantastic weekend, notable milestone, reaching 4,000 winners. But a lot of big winners, obviously. Of course, Auguste Rodin, a brilliant performance by him in the Royal Bahrain Irish Champions Day.
Yeah, and I'm delighted with him, Kevin. Augustus he loves pace on in front of him. He's unbelievable traveller, and that's what he does. You could not go hard enough for him. When he gets there, he waits, but that's part of his makeup. He always thinks he has enough done, and when he gets there, he's always happy to wait. But we were delighted with him. Ryan gave him a beautiful ride. Andrew's very happy with him since. Rachel, who rides him every day. Davy. So he's a very exciting horse, Kevin. I don't know whether we ever had a horse like him, the way he's able to travel. And has a big personality as well, which is makes him a little bit different.
And obviously Aidan, he had everything ticking the right boxes the other day, all the conditions, pace of the race and everything.
Yeah, it was like everybody knew what the plan was that Dylan's horse would roll on if no one was going, and Seamus hit the gates and he was happy to go. He knew his horse was going to get 1.25 miles well, and Ryan knew exactly, sure, it's the way he was drawn. He ended up behind Seamus, so he'd have been very happy about that. Obviously, we were delighted. All the lads just went a solid, sensible, even pace all the way, and kept picking it up. And obviously horses don't respond sometimes, but those good horses usually are able to just keep responding, and they did. So no, it was a great, beautiful ground, great track, a great race every year. So it was unbelievable to win it. Really.
Breeders' Cup next?
I think so. I was speaking to John on the way up, and I think that's what the lads are thinking of. So he's a beautiful mover. You could train him for the arc, and then the ground come up soft, and you'd have to stop and start again. And I think he's a horse, puts plenty in, and even though he's very fresh, would give him a couple of easy weeks, and then he'd slowly start building back up again. So would be exciting, really.
Luxembourg, you must have been so proud of the performance of him back in second.
Yeah, a great run, probably his best run ever. We knew Luxembourg is a horse that probably is a 1.5 mile horse. He's not a 1.6 mile horse, but he's a 1.5 mile horse that can deal with 1.25 mile pace, no problem. And he's obviously very, very good horse over 1.25 mile as well, but just gets a 1.5 mile. Where he's not a 1.6 mile horse, if you know what I mean. But like you said, Patrick rides him out every day. Delighted. Andrew's in charge of him again. Seamus rides him in all his work. So he's very exciting. So the lads are thinking about what they're going to do with him now, whether he will go back to the Arc, or whether he will miss the Arc and go to the Champion Stakes back in Ascot. It's possible he could do too, but I think they're thinking about it at the moment, so it will be interesting. But they'd be probably his next 2 most obvious races at the moment.
Diego Velazquez, would he go for the All Racing Post Trophy, the Vertum Futurity now, isn't it?
Yeah, that was the plan. We put the other horse in there, the Justify horse, because we knew he was a good horse and we knew that he would drag him. he's a bit of a baby still. He's plenty to learn, and if he floated around there and won 3 or 4 lengths and didn't learn anything, it'd be hard to stick him into a Group 1 next. So Seamus went an even pace on him and tested him, and he had to go fight after him and go and run him down then. So we think he would have learnt a lot. Stephen rides him every day. He's very happy with him since, speaking to him this morning about him. So Seamus, John, everyone is happy with him. Alex, Finbar, Samita, everyone is happy with him since. So that's what we're planning on, thinking of going with him.
Yeah, and Capri as well. He could join him too. He's run some races, you said, the second.
Yeah, he's a typical Justify. When they go beyond 7 onto a mile, they just pure classic blood comes out, and even when they're going to drop up to 1.25 miles, they're going to improve in 1.5 miles. So he dragged them when a solid pace. He had a very good run. Like, he won very nice first time out in Dundalk. So he's a very good horse also, we think.
And Henry Longfellow, of course, obviously the winner of the Goffs National Stakes. Dewhurst for him, you'd imagine?
It's possible. Obviously, City of Troy will get the option, yeah, but he obviously will be waiting in the wings. He has his 3 runs now. He's learned plenty. He handles ease on the ground and doesn't have any problem on faster ground either. So he can slot in wherever he's needed to. He'd have a choice of that or France, Dewhurst. But I think City of Troy at the moment, the plan will be to go to the Dewhurst with him. Another run would be lovely for him. Dean rides him every day and he's very happy with him. So we think it was the right thing. He had a break after Newmarket and we felt it wasn't the right thing to go give him a punishing race on softish ground first run back. So whenever it comes up again, he'll be ready. He'll be 2 or 3 weeks down the line and he'll be fitter again. But very happy with him, really.
Good stuff. And you must be delighted with Kyprios. How's he come out of the ledger?
Yeah, incredible. Patrick wrote him this morning and Derek spoke to him about him and Donal. But they're very happy with him. He was moving great going into the ledger and everything was right. But Patrick said he's even moving better now. So that's a great sign. Ryan was very happy with him. So his option would be to go Arc Weekend, which might be too soon after a long break after his last run, so probably have a look at Ascot with him. I'd imagine that's what the lads will do, and Eva. So I think that's what they will do, probably look back at Ascot, and then if that went well, then we could put him away for next year. But no, delighted with him since.
And there's a big chance, all things being equal, touch would he stay sound, he could stay in training next year.
Yeah, that's the exciting thing, and that's what we always were thinking and hoping that would happen, that we'd have him for next year, So it's hard to believe how well he came out of the race, really. But the ground at Curra was beautiful, and he had a lovely first run back, even though it was a classic. But no, he couldn't be happier, really.
And finally, one that seemed to go under the radar was Warm Heart winning the Prix Vermeil course on Sunday also.
Yeah, James was delighted with her. He gave her a great ride. Jamie's in charge of her. Rachel rides her every day, and they've been delighted with her since. The plan going back quick with her was she likes a nice bit of ground, and we were afraid if we waited till Arc Weekend the ground might be gone. So she looks at Maid Filly for the fillies and mares in America. So I think that'll be the plan, maybe go back there. You would have an option of going looking at the Arc, but you'd probably get her ready for the Arc and the ground would be too soft, and then you have to maybe taking the edge off her. So I'd imagine that's what the lads will do with her. Have a few easy weeks now and build back up, and you'd imagine she'd love Santanese. She travels very well, and James said she quickens very well too. So, and she's hardy, and she's really progressed, really.
Great stuff, Aidan. Well done, and as ever, thanks for your time.
Pleasure, Kevin. Thank you.
Subscribe to Racing TV's YouTube channel now to watch more great races like this.